Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Sunday Funday with Paul and Judy. We missed you last weekend.
We did miss you. It's weird when we don't do a show.
I know. Did you think about it
I
last
did.
Sunday? Yeah.
we had nobody. Well, we should tell everybody first of all.
First of all, to get things started.
We're out of practice. Cheers.
Cheers. Although in my little introduction, I put 2 little champagne glasses clinking and said, I hope to see you soon.
So yes, we were on a vacation, a holiday last week.
Yes.
Your very good friend, Ellen, and her husband, Brian.
And they may be watching.
They may be watching.
Sometimes they tune in to our little Sunday Fundays.
And they graciously invited us on their little sailboat tour.
They actually chartered a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And they said because Brian grew up in the Newport area, actually working on the docks and moving boats from one place to another. He knows the waters very, very well. And so he said, we're going to charter a sailboat. Would you guys like to come? And of course, I learned how to sail when I was a little girl. And we sailed on probably about a 12-foot, maybe 15-foot sailboat.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother and I learned how to sail. So it was like, I want to come. But I have to practice my knots and the, tacking and running and beating into the wind. And we weren't sure what the weather was going to be, but
it ended up okay. And it was fun because it's sort of where Judy calls home is New England. And we got to have our lobster rolls. And
I think 3 or 4 days out of the 6 we were gone, we had lobster.
We got to have
to get our fix.
We got to get my fish and chips, which I always like the authentic fish and chips.
Any kind of seafood. The oysters were great. The
and
clams were great. The mussels were great.
We got to cook our famous medium rare steaks.
Yes, we treated those guys.
In the brie.
Yep.
Little brie.
So we actually have a 2-day brie week this week.
That's right.
Because even though we had it with them during the week, we still have to keep our tradition alive on Sunday. So yes, Ellen and Brian, we're doing a brie day again this afternoon.
So let us know where you're watching
they're
from,
writing
always.
in. Indiana is here. Jane wanted to know if you were on yesterday. And the answer is
no. So here's the deal. So we were on vacation and I did not have any pre-prepared lessons for my YouTube channel. So I'll get on it this week. But that brings something else you were talking about.
Go ahead.
Well, no, it's your...
Oh, my idea?
Yeah.
So I said to Paul, I think it would be really fun, especially since we have this platform and we need your input. We'd love your input. And thank you so much for writing in now and asking questions and letting us know where you're from. It's always good to see your names and faces pop up, even if we don't call them out at the very moment that they come up on the screen. But I said to Paul, since we've got this platform and you have beautiful jewelry that's available on gemsonvogue.com,
Mm-hmm.
that it would be really fun to start doing a weekly or even bi-weekly show right here, like this, on this platform
live.
With this page. Yeah. And do a live show. And then be able to show you the jewelry, but also for Paul to almost do double duty and do a gemstone class at the same time that you're able to buy the jewelry.
Definitely Q&As that are live that we can answer on the spot. So that would actually be great. We just have to figure out a time that you guys prefer. Now, again, it will live taped, but we will do it live.
Yes, for sure. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So we have the ability now, and I want to show this to you on the screen, and I want to see kind of what happens in the comments and see. I hope you don't mind being our guinea pigs, but this is the first time we've done this live. So I want to put this up on this screen and see if you also get so that's the necklace that I'm wearing. Mm-hmm. And this is the Ethiopian opal, right?
Correct.
Set in sterling silver.
Mm-hmm.
And the chain comes with it.
It does.
Do you remember the price?
$64, which is ridiculous for that much opal.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy. But I think that what happened, it did. Look, on the comments, and probably a lot of you are watching on your mobile device, so you're seeing the comments come up underneath the broadcast. So by putting that up on the screen, Paul magically put up the item number of the website. So you can click right on that URL address that Paul posted, and you can go right to the website, and that gives you all the information, including
And
the
you can
$64.
buy it right on the spot.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
Now remember, everything on gemsonvogue.com, whether it's Michael Valetuti's collection or mine, free shipping on all orders over 75. So the only problem with that,
It's too cheap. Maybe you have to get the earrings too.
yeah, if you get the earrings too, you're fine. The earrings are 63 and the pendant is 64. And just to be sure, so you know, this is that Play of Color Opal, October's birthstone. And it is, I have some pieces that are golden opal, like the bracelet that you're wearing.
Yes.
Where the body color is a little bit darker. If you like more of the traditional white crystal Ethiopian opal, see, that's more of the golden tone.
And so is the
opal.
ring.
So is the ring.
Yeah.
But the earrings you're wearing in the pendant are the traditional.
And I'll bring the pendant up so that you can see that a little closer. I was able, you know, isn't it funny how good cameras are on cell phones now? That picture that I took, that I'll show you again, even though I'm sorry that I think that the URL Paul will magically put the URL up again when I put that up. But that is the pendant. And now I can show it to you. And the difference is that, yes, one has more of the yellow tones,
correct.
And one has more of the white tones. But see if I can show it to you that way.
Beautiful. Actually, that's a great contrast right there.
Yes, it really is.
And you'll see how the
Again,
golden body
no
color-
manicure. These are called sailing nails.
Mhm.
You don't go boating and expect to keep your nails looking
That's the only
tidy.
kind of nails I have.
Sailing nails.
I don't
Even
have,
though you don't have a
I
sailboat,
don't have
you really don't have an excuse.
I don't have manicure nails. The only thing I do is I cut them very short.
Anyway, this is fun. And if you guys are in, we might try to do it on, we were thinking that an evening hour would be good so that people are home from work because it's going to be during the week. Maybe like a 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific time kind of time frame.
Works for me.
If that might work for you.
Yeah. Well,
So
we'll experiment
we'll
times and see what works for
Yeah, I think it might be really fun to try. And then you have to decide what class you want to give and then what pieces you want to offer during that class, because I know the
Okay.
time's going to fly.
Yeah. We'll get that all together.
Okay.
What else is in the news? Well, we played at the International Tennis Hall of Fame.
That was really fun.
Not like international players in the Hall of Fame.
No, hardly. Even though we did have some people walking by and stopping. Shh,
Yeah.
she's serving.
So we had to wear the tennis whites, and this was a challenge.
Oh, this is a
because
great story.
It's first of all, it's amazingly hard to find all white outfits.
Yeah.
Like, because everything's kind of colored these days. So I found finally a white shirt,
Mm-hmm.
and then a white pair of shorts that had a little black Adidas logo on it. So I was all set. I got my white tennis shoes, actual tennis shoes, not just sneakers.
Yeah.
And then we
So he
played.
won't be playing basketball in those tennis shoes.
No.
First of all, they weren't high tops, so there wasn't any ankle support. And actually, I'm surprised that you didn't win more games because you sort of blinded us with
Yes.
those tennis shoes.
Well, I was the big loser. So
We did round robin. We all
robin,
kind of
and
switched
so
switched teams.
I was the one with the least number of wins.
But I think I was the one with the only complete set of not one of my serves going in. What do you call that? Choking? Besides choking?
So we did that, and but then of course I was sabotaged because we were at the mercy of the rackets supplied to us by Ellen and Brian.
I think they tried to sabotage us with that racket handle.
Yes.
In all fairness,
So
I think it was a planned.
Yeah, it needed to be obviously rewrapped.
Oh
But
my gosh,
my
this poor
tennis white-
handle. Well, I started out with it. I'm like, well, this is the right size for me. You take this one with the white handle, and I'll take this one with the black handle. After the first round of 4 games, and all of the peeling off, and it was sticky because you wrap those handles in tape. Well, all of the external part of the tape was off, so all that was
sticky.
left was the sticky. We were playing on grass because all the International Hall of Fame courts are grass courts. So I kept leaning down. I kept saying to these guys, didn't you see me constantly wiping my hands on the grass because they were, and of course we're all in white. So I said for the second go around, Paul, I think you need to take this racket. I think it's too large for my hand. Let me have the white handle back. Well, I'm the one who paid the price for that
Yeah, 'cause
exchange.
I don't wipe my hands on grass.
No, and you also don't spend the kind of time to get stains out of clothes
No.
that I do. So
Yeah.
I'm on the boat scrubbing away, little washerwoman down here trying to scrub away all these stains. It was impossible.
They're tennis black shorts now.
That's what we need to do. We just need to dye them. It really was funny though. But then, since we were going to try to play again,
Yes.
Brian said, look, I found some sailing tape, white sailing tape. So let's rewrap this handle in the white sail. He did a great, I mean, it was the prettiest handle I've ever seen.
I didn't get to use it.
But then we didn't get to use it.
No, but we had some fun. We got to some restaurants. We
It's just a
spent a
riot.
couple of nights on Block Island.
Yeah.
Which was very
Jennifer
fabulous.
Kirk, by the way, don't tell her. She's going to be mad at me
That we were in the neighborhood.
that I didn't tell her I was coming. I wasn't really right in Providence in Warwick where Seaview is. But even a flyover, she's going to say, you should have let me know. We have to get in touch with her again. We have to have her on as a guest.
Sissy asked, will we get a notification when you go live?
Yes, we'll do the same thing that we do for our Sunday Fundays. So you'll get a notification that we're going live. And I imagine that since you're used to seeing it on this page, I'll probably be Oz behind the curtain and I'll be pulling all the strings and controlling it, but I'm not going to be on the show. We'll see, unless I have to jump in and save the day.
You might have to, because I can only watch so much of me.
No, I think it'll be really fun. I think it'll be.
But I definitely love the idea of the live, and especially Q&As where you can, because I'm not as good at getting in all of those message answers. So if I can answer you live when you ask a question, that's going to be fun.
That's another job I'll have off to the side of the
Tell me
set.
what the questions
I'll
are.
put them up on the screen,
Okay.
like Deb says, Jen is cool. And Joan said, going to Newport in October. Oh, you'll have such a great time. Such a beautiful,
Once
beautiful
you go to Block
place.
Island, we recommend it. There's a high-speed ferry that goes.
Highly
we were
recommend it.
sailing ourselves, I guess.
Yes, there is. And in fact, I went to my exercise class this morning, and you get so used to the people who come to the classes and where they all stand and who comes on what days. So of course they said, you were out of town, weren't you? And I said, yeah. They said, how was it? Great. Where'd you go? So as soon as I said Newport and Block Island, it's just like you guys from all over the country. Here are these girls in Florida, but they have sisters in Greenwich, and another one was in Block Island 30 years ago. And so she started talking about where she had gone and what was still there and the ferry that came across and where Jackie O and Jack Kennedy were married. And it was just so much. It's just
So
like
much history. Yeah.
it was early in the morning and suddenly everybody was awake and talking.
We did our biking.
So you'll
and we
have a
did-
great time.
We did have a question. How was the flying?
Oh.
And did everyone wear a mask? Yes, everyone wears a mask in the airport. Everyone wears one on the entirety of the plane, unless you happen to be taking a sip or eating something.
Mhm.
So everybody was very good with that. Got to give big props to Delta Airlines because we happened to be in first class, and they only allow half of first class to be filled.
Mhm.
So-
And even in coach, they try to keep the center aisles
Yeah,
free
so
so
that was-
that you're still at least sitting 3 feet away, if not 6 feet away.
And we were shocked that they actually.
Oh, Patty said we were in the neighborhood when we went on our trip.
But they. Oh, speaking of the cooking.
Well, the other thing I was going to tack on
What?
to your point about flying, and I was asking some of the other girls too, because another woman had gone to North Carolina on a 2-week vacation. So I said, how was it there? We're asking the same kinds of questions that you're asking. What's happening in that state? What's happening in this city? And how are they feeling there? And where are the conversations? And she said that at least in Raleigh, it was like, she said, the traffic is usually packed, but everything was very, very quiet. There was no real rush hour. Where we were in New England, it was very busy. There was a lot of hustle bustle, but everybody had a mask on.
Yep.
You had to have a mask on to go into any of the restaurants, which is good, of course. A lot of people were even wearing them outside, walking past one another, even if you happened to take yours off because you were talking to each other, but somebody was coming,
They
you
put
put your
them on,
mask
yeah.
on before you passed them. So it was just very responsible, very courteous everywhere
Yeah,
we went.
I would say so.
But it was still very busy. So hopefully that answers some questions too, in tacking back on to what you were saying.
And I thought all the restaurants did a nice job. I mean, of the social distance space and all of that, which was
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
What was it? Oh, I know what I was going to ask. About. I guess I don't remember.
It's something that I noticed that happened on.
I know it was.
Go ahead.
Because Glenna, I saw her comment come up. So the next thing we're going to shoot will be the salsa.
Oh, yes.
Yes, which we are long overdue. We have had it before.
We have to reshoot it, Glenna.
Reshoot
it didn't work out so well the first time.
with the shooting, yeah. So
we put too much garlic in it. Oh my gosh, and we had leftovers. So of course they were in the fridge. And I opened up the fridge, was blown back by the garlic.
I was breathing fire. But it's delicious, and we're going to do. That's the next thing that we're going to do
it the right way
cooking,
this time.
Yeah, the cooking thing.
That'll be this week.
I got a little carried away with the garlic.
It was so funny. And in the video, of course, since we were taping it, we're like, this is really good. And I said, I can't put that out there because we got to do it right.
Yeah, it is a delicious recipe, so we're looking forward to that.
That'll be fun.
So that's going to be the next thing that I will get back on the lessons. And I'm sorry, we just had so much going on. First, we lost our internet the 1 week, and then we had to go away for a while. So
yeah,
I'll get back on the stick.
Well, one thing that I noticed, I'm going to try something here.
Okay.
Because one thing I noticed, you see how right underneath here in the staging area where everything is, I can push an arrow and it goes to another picture and another picture and another picture. I think that because it's all under one picture, when I push up a picture to the screen, all of the different URLs come up.
Oh.
So you probably were bombarded by URLs for things that had nothing to do with what you saw. So I'm going to push these things into the staging area and let's see what happens. Okay. For instance, if I do this and I put that up there, that is Paul's site on YouTube. That's his channel.
Yep.
So what I wanted to see was, so there's, okay, the gemstone channel, and it came up on the right side. So this is all a newfangled toy that we're playing with on this site. So I wanted to see, oh no, everything else came up too.
Did it?
The YouTube channel. So I'm thinking that everything's coming up at once instead of individually.
Gotcha.
Here's another one. Let's see what happens. Are all of them coming up at the same time? I'm going to have to go back through all the comments and read through yours and then also see how many times. But anyway, that's my YouTube channel if you haven't been over there. And it's so easy to manipulate and maneuver around. But his is called Paul DC Gemstones and mine is called Judy Crowell Style. And I do have a new video coming out tomorrow.
I want to see what you have to show us.
Okay. So the last 2 weeks ago, we did a cooking video. And you know how I like to sort of alternate on my channel with cooking and then exercise and cooking and exercise. And one woman actually commented after we did the quarantine pasta. It was so funny. She said, oh, I get it now. I see what you're up to. So you fatten us up and then you ask us to come back and work it all off with you. So I said, I thought I was being so clever. Yeah. So anyway, after the quarantine pasta, this is actually a really fun one. It's a little bit longer than just 10 minutes. So I extended it out, but I also talked about a few more people who've written in and told me their stories. And that's something that you can look into tomorrow, but I'll just show you a little snippet of it now. Okay, first let me bring it up, then I'll bring this down. And that's sort of a silly shot, but anyway, here goes. One more, 4. And 3, 2 more. And now let's pick up the pace. Ready? In and pull it tight. Hold that stomach tight. Good. Yes. Here's 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Okay, take a deep breath. In fact, raise it up and down. Exhale. Now clasp those hands behind your back and I want you to fall forward. So that's just a little look.
Seriously.
What?
How good do you look?
Oh, well, I can't even remember if that was the beginning or the end. That might have been the stretching out. But it's a hard workout. I think you'll really enjoy it. And even though at the beginning of it, I say, okay, have some hand weights ready. You really don't need any equipment in this video, but we're working toning and tightening the arms and the abs. So those are the 2 focal points of tomorrow morning's exercise. Okay. So you'll need 15 minutes and that's it, and you're done. But if you do it multiple times a week or even a month, you'll definitely see a difference. There's a really hard one where You're kind of lying on your side, your hands on the floor, your underarm is wrapped around, and you're using one hand to do a one-handed push-up.
Judy Crowell arms.
So I think you'll really like that one.
Yeah, and you know what? We love to hear those of you that are making progress.
Oh, yeah. Keep your stories coming. Whether you write them in on Facebook, you send them to me on Messenger, you write them under a YouTube video, I get them all. And I really love to read them. They inspire me. And you, with your comments, are also inspiring others. So I think it's just great to see. So anyway, that's tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
And don't forget, let us know when you want us to go live.
For your show?
For the jewelry show.
I think we should try for Wednesday night at 7 Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wednesday 7, unless you tell me differently. Get those things in there.
Oh, dear. Deb, Judy, I'll get exercise on a casino machine.
The one-arm bandit.
Yeah, I get it. As long as you switch sides every once in a while.
Wait a minute. See, that's the thing. See, now you just push buttons.
Oh.
So I think that
there's no bicep, tricep work in that?
They have, I think, some of the old fashion kind of around. Now
Thanks,
they're just
Marianne.
pressing the spinners.
Oh.
So we want you, so even if they have the spinners, I want you to just
push a button and do this move. Too fun. So was there any other promotion or news that we wanted to talk about today?
Well, it's almost September.
Do you know if you're going, maybe that's what you should do next.
Oh,
maybe
Sapphire?
Your next YouTube video should be the Sapphire birthstone.
I could do that. And I know that Sis is still waiting for her birthstone, which is the aquamarine.
And we've talked about the Sapphire. Remember last year, can you guys believe that we've been doing this on Sundays, with few exception, for 2 years? For 2 years, since 2018. The time has absolutely flown. But it's coming back to me that we used to do on the first or the last, maybe it was the last weekend of the month before the next month, you would do a little lesson about the gemstone of the following month coming up. So now maybe that can be something that you put on your YouTube channel.
So maybe we talk about Sapphire.
Hi, Jonathan. Writing in from Massachusetts. We were up sort of in your neck of the woods.
Neighborhood.
Yeah, we drove right by Fall River and New Bedford and Providence.
And?
What and? Oh.
I thought you were going to talk about...
I thought you were waiting for a specific one.
I thought you were going to talk about where your mom was from, where your dad was from.
Mom was Fairfield, Connecticut. Dad was New Bedford, Massachusetts. Although he went to Fall River High School when there was a Fall River High School. There's still a Fall River, but I don't think there's a high school there anymore. Yeah. So, okay. So Michael Valatuti Gem says, Deb, so nice to hear that you enjoy the shows. Gems on Vogue. Yes. And by the way, speaking of that, let me show you what the place is that you can find the Paul DC Gemstone collection. So it's gemsonvogue.com.
Yeah, and listen, you are buying directly from the manufacturer, and that's no fooling, no kidding. Yep. The prices that we were talking about with the opal, the Sleeping Beauty turquoise, the Kingman turquoise, the peridot, it's all direct pricing, and it's unbelievable. And anything over $75, free shipping. Yeah,
it's great. So that's why it's nice to be able to get little warranty. Sets.
3-year warranty.
3 years.
Who does that?
Nobody. Hi, Rosanna. So that is the website that you can go to do any of the shopping that you have seen. I'm wearing the earrings in opal. The necklace is Ethiopian opal. The ring, very much my style, wide size band.
I like that on you.
And the bracelet. So that's all a part of the Paul DC Gemstone.
And you will see both the golden body color Ethiopian opal and the white body color Ethiopian opal.
And Deb says she loves the site. So that's good. It's a beautiful, beautiful website. It's easy to manipulate around and maneuver around, to search, to find different gems, or if you're looking for a necklace or earring specifically in that gemstone collection. So, and there are also some great tutorials and some gem classes on sorting gems, the location of the gems, the mining of the gems, all sorts of things.
Michael and I will be shooting another Gem Miners show. I think we're shooting it on the 9th.
Oh, really? Of September? Okay, cool. Yeah.
And that's always fun.
Yes.
Just kind of comparing notes. as guys and a gal who's visited mines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Many of them. So we'll keep you posted on those things, but I do think it'll be fun. And if it goes well and there's a really nice response, maybe I can talk Paul into doing 2 a week.
Yeah.
Of those.
Why not?
And we can experiment with different times of day too.
Yeah.
So that we can catch you when it's most convenient. And if the item hasn't sold out, then because the video lives on, you'll still be able to go back and watch the show and see where the URLs are and click on it, come back. And when you go to a different URL, meaning a different website, then you can always pop back to the previous one. And if you happen to be watching on a computer and you click on that URL, it takes you to a new tab. And then you can just come right back to the previous tab. So you won't lose your place in the show. Did any of that make sense?
Yes. It makes, yes, please, sapphire is my birthstone. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we're thinking about starting at now, not the sapphire lesson wouldn't be this Wednesday, but Paul hasn't decided what the lesson would be this Wednesday or what the stone is and what you'll be featuring.
Well, I can still do a little mini lesson on sapphire. Why not?
Even though it's not available in your collection.
The only one I have to show is your ring.
Oh, that's true.
So I haven't prepared to get any of the rough of the sapphire, but
the sapphire tutorial will actually be shown on YouTube. So he's thinking about maybe showing that as his next video, which comes out on Saturday mornings.
Yes.
So you might do turquoise, you might do peridot on Wednesday.
Or it could be, again, I want it to be our first one. I want it to be an open forum since it's going to be live.
Yes.
So if somebody has a question about something, we will have some samples.
And you can write in and you can talk about
it. And you can tell me what you want the next lesson to be. And then the popular vote wins. But also to be able to answer questions. And I'm sure that you have questions that maybe you think about them when I'm doing a show, and then and some of you maybe even asked and I haven't gotten to you yet. I try to get to them when I can. But if I can answer them on the spot, that's nothing better.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like a phone call that we would get, when we would be on the shopping channels, and a live call would come in and they would ask the question or tell you why they like the item so much. And then you could respond right away or answer that question right on the spot. So that's such a cool thing about Facebook and social media and any of these shows that we do.
Immediacy.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll aim for that for Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time and 4 p.m. Pacific time. So it'll be live in both places, but then the video will live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, if I can push it to YouTube for you, we can put it on your channel on YouTube.
Why not?
Too.
Why not?
Give it. He says, being not the one who
has to do it. Well, Judy is our social media maven.
Well, I try.
Expert.
I try.
And I am just horrible.
You're not horrible.
Yeah, pretty horrible. I'm surprised I'm actually able to edit any of my videos.
Yeah, and he did that without any kind of lesson. You figured that out on your own.
And it probably looks like I didn't have a lesson.
No, it's funny. It's that yours are actually funny, which is good. I have no humor. I'm too focused on, okay, what's my next move going to be? And what's the music that I'm going to play? And is everybody seeing the move that I need to do? So it's nice to insert the humor.
Great where you are. We have beautiful weather here today. It rained cats and dogs this morning.
And it rained all last night. Mm-hmm. Got up this morning, all set to promote the show that we're doing with you guys today. No internet. The internet was down. So I'm panicking, running around, unplugging, replugging, undoing, re-tapping the buttons to try to get them to sync up again. So we were able to get it together. You'd never know it by the day that you see here now. But,
as I was driving home
hi, Dan.
From the, from the store, because I had to get some things for a brie day. And I went in, of course, fine. Then I come out, it was pouring. So I had to run to the car.
Yeah. It just kind of comes up in a nanosecond.
And plus, our neighborhood is still torn up, so it's nothing but mud.
And it was so funny as I'm driving home. I thought, oh, good, it's raining. All that mud's going to come off the car. It only came off one side. So I got around to the other side. It's still mud all along.
But even if it's when you're on the highway,
the whole side,
and it's washing it off, then you go through the mud to get back into our
This
driveway.
Is true. By the way, the little yellow light comes on that I think means low tire pressure.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know which tire, but yeah, there's a tire pressure at lows. That's your domain.
That's my domain. She'll get us on YouTube. I'll get the tire going.
Hey, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
We
This has
do.
really, really been fun. We truly did
We
miss
did
you
miss
last
you, yeah.
weekend. It's crazy when we kind of gear up for this, for our Sunday fun days with you all. And we will plan on Wednesday. We kind of will probably do a little planning ahead of time so that you're not completely confused. I'll figure
planning,
out.
schmanning.
I'll figure out this whole new toy that I have on this software.
Okay.
Oh, it's got to be professional. I'm going to have multiple cameras, angles, models, the whole bit. The whole bit. You'd never know that it was being done from our home.
This is our home.
Our home studio.
Yes. I carry lights all over this home in
Yes, you
different
do.
areas.
Yes, you do.
This was nice.
Worked out well.
Done very well.
Thank you for being a part of our show. We'll see you next weekend.
For sure. Have a good week, everybody.
Absolutely. Bye. Oops, I have to push this button again. Okay. Now for sure.
No, it's
Now
really
for real.
fine.